Ann Poore, she's going to talk about transport models. Ann is a high school math and resource teacher by day and runs a rescue in southern Indiana every other waking minute. She's been involved in rescue since the late 1990s and is the shelter director for Mercy Rescue and Adoption Incorporated. Mercy is a small rescue that has a shelter and foster program. Ann has been involved in running a spay-neuter transport from her county since 2005, and over 5,800 animals have been spayed through their monthly transport. COVID-19 put a halt to the 6,000 mark, but transports from her community will start again March 1st, 2021. With the help of volunteers, Ann built a rescue on her property and oversees the care of dogs, cats, a pig, a persnickety goat, an adorable miniature donkey, and a miniature horse that thinks he is a stallion. Ann loves senior dogs and focuses on those in need of medical care from her local animal control. Ann has a master's degree in education and has taught for 20 years. Ann and her husband love Indiana basketball, animals, and the great outdoors.
All right, so that was a lot about me. I'm a very simple person. I do not have all of the expertise that many of you have that I've just been listening to, so I'm super amazed, and I appreciate you all so much for all you're doing for spay neuter. So we needed a program in our community that would meet our needs. I live in a very poverty-based area. Most of our students are free or reduced lunches, breakfast, that sort of thing. So we actually, this is not something I'd love to share, but we're the highest teen pregnancy rate in the state of Indiana. So we've got a lot going on that we really needed a spay neuter program that was low cost. And in 2006, we decided we were ready to get busy and get to work, and decided to start our program. We started in June of 2006, and we started with just basically 5 volunteers and an open garage. We didn't have a lot. We had probably 5 cat crates and 3 or 4 dog crates, and we just were very limited on what resources we had, but we knew we had the mission to help end overpopulation in our area. Our veterinarians, we actually have 2 veterinarian clinics in our offices in our county. The only problem is there is nothing low cost about it. And the biggest issue we found is how to get the cost down for our public. So that's why we decided to go contact Pets Alive and decided that we were gonna each month get out there and offer transports to the community. So Pets Alive Spay Neuter Clinic is a great organization, and they helped us start our process. So we are just the transport people that gets them to the organization, and then they fix them and they bring them back to us. So I want to show you a little video.
By spaying or neutering your pet, you are part of the solution to ending overpopulation, which ultimately saves lives. Pets Alive Clinic has been providing high-quality, safe, and affordable spay and neuter services to residents throughout southern Indiana for over 9 years.
Our clinic actually opened for business in March of 2005 with an extensive transport system. We do approximately 60 to 80 surgeries a day. Since opening in March of 2005, we performed over 80,000 surgeries. Pets Alive was originally founded in 2002 by a group of ladies that was concerned about the high euthanasia rate in the Bloomington area at the Bloomington Animal Shelter. So they started doing some research in counties and states that had their population under control, and what it boiled down to was having affordable, high quality, high volume spay neuter clinics available in that area to assist people in getting their animals spayed or neutered.
Spaying and neutering helps keep your pets happier and healthier. So how can you register your pet for low-cost spay and neuter services? First, call the number below to schedule your animal for transport. Our prices are as follows. Dogs cost $60 for any size up to 100 pounds. Cats cost $30. During the call, decide if you will need to borrow a crate or if you can bring your own. Crate rental is $5 per crate. Also, indicate the size of the crate when scheduling. When you call, have your pet's information available, such as age, sex, breed, markings, and medical history. Any pet who does not have a current rabies vaccination will be required to have it before transportation. The cost of a vaccination is $15. All other vaccinations, FELV or FIV testing, heartworm testing, and microchip are available at the time of surgery. Possibilities may exist in your area that could further reduce these fees. If you are in need of financial assistance, ask for the Spay and Neuter Services of Indiana program. Next, make sure your animal is healthy and has had initial vaccinations prior to the surgery date. Senior pets must have blood work done prior to the surgery to make sure they are able to undergo surgery safely. On the day of the transport, bring your animal to the transport location. Sign in and complete your paperwork. You will then receive your crate if you are renting one. Keep your animal in your vehicle until you have signed in and completed the paperwork. You will be responsible for loading and securing your animal into its crate. Make sure your animal has its ID collar on in place of its own collar before loading it into the crate. Once your pet is secured in its appropriate crate, our volunteers will be available to help bring the crate into the transport area. Sign-ins start at 7:30 a.m. Our volunteers will work as quickly as possible to make the process smooth and easy. Usually, all check-ins are completed by 8 o'clock a.m. Please be prepared to wait in line or in your vehicle until it is your turn. Also, be sure to tell the volunteers thank you, as they are giving of their free time and energy to help these animals. The following counties have established transport pickup locations: Monroe, Bartholomew, Brown, Fayette, Franklin, Greene, Henry, Jackson, Jennings, Johnson, Lawrence, Martin, Morgan, Orange, Park, Rush, Decatur, Du Bois, Scott, Shelby, Sullivan, Vermilion, and Vigo counties. We also accept individual clients from any county.
All of our employees are paid, trained staff specifically for high quality, high volume spay neuter. We have 2 full-time veterinarians on staff. We have 6 vet assistants on staff to assist them in surgery. We do not use any volunteers to help out in the surgery area because of the skills that are needed to care for all of the patients that are entering our clinic.
Your pet will be available for pickup the next day at 12:30 p.m. at your local transport pickup. Give them lots of love and attention after the transport. Make sure you follow all post-operative instructions from Pets Alive Clinic. Care of your animal after surgery is extremely important. Pets Alive, creating a safer environment for all of our pets.
Okay, so that video was created when we needed to get the word out to our community, what we were doing, how it worked, and to give them a picture of what happens when their animal goes to get fixed. So that's very important in just notifying the public in what you have going on, what the care level is, and it makes them feel better to know that the individuals where they're sending their pets are trained and that sort of thing. So that video was actually created, I do teach high school, so that was created by one of my high school students. I'm very fortunate to work in a very tech savvy school, and that's actually an old video, and we'll be creating a new one once we start our new transports. But these are things that you can use in your communities to help you get started. So basically, you want to make sure you have a good volunteer base. And I just guilt my friends and family into helping in anything that I do because it works. They want to help me because, well, for one, I help them. So I just use that to my benefit. And the volunteer base for anything like this is so important because people get tired, so you need new volunteers. People go on vacation, so you need new volunteers. So I'm constantly trying to recruit volunteers to help with my programs. And social media is the best way to share information and obtain volunteers for your transport. So if you don't love social media and you're not on it and you don't want to be involved in it, find someone that will be your social media person and get the word out there. And so I put a couple of links of ours. This is my general, the top one's our regular Facebook page for our rescue. And then this is Fix My Pet. This is our spay neuter page, and it will list information about the transports, and I'm hoping it'll load here. But like today, we have a new transport starting Monday. So I have created a post today to remind individuals that we have our transport going and what the plan is. And specifically for this one, it's the cat carrier. We've had times when we've had cats get loose. So this one is very important. So I just kind of make sure that I give them a general, hey, this is what you need to do, and when the check-in is, and that they're to wait in their vehicle until they're directed to come in. People love to storm your transports. They want to be the first in line. But so to keep some order, we have made sure to give them specific directions on everything that we do. I even go so far to say, secure the corners with zip ties of your carrier. That's one of the things that pops off so easy. So anyways, the social media is the best thing, and we definitely use it to our advantage. One thing that the younger generation is really using is TikTok and Instagram. And so I have a couple of TikTokers that have started to make videos for my rescue, and they can send out quick information to the youth. And we need to have youth involved in our organization, and two, we need them to spread the word because they will get the message out there. So just like in general, I'll pull up our regular Facebook page. Many people are using TikTok to get information out, and I highly recommend it. Like, this is a general one, which I'm not going to play it, but this is one of our adoptable dogs, and there's music involved if we were actually watching it. But TikTok is so big right now. Get someone out there that wants to utilize TikTok and help you get your information out. There's some general basic steps I've used, and they've worked well. Step one is to organize my volunteers, especially those that are available during the day. I seek out retired individuals, and I seek out those stay-at-home moms that could give a couple of hours, and they are a big benefit to us during the day when everyone else is working and we need that extra assistance. I create a plan for everything I do. I'll kind of show you a plan in just a minute that I have just for a transport when it's going to happen, and making sure that everything that I need is covered. I do work, so it makes it a little harder, but I make sure I've got someone there for every step of the way, and we are always in good shape. Step three is to find a good location for your transport. When we started, we were in this open building, had a garage door. We had to keep the garage door open. It was super cold. I feel like we've moved up so much. And then we had the funds, so we started renting a building each month. And this time when I started again, I was just like, I'm going to look for someone that'll just donate it and let me use their building. And this time we are in the middle of town, and it's actually an auction house, a nice big open building. It's concrete floors. The owner's letting us use it for free. So that's a bonus. That's just more money I can sponsor an animal to get them fixed. Step four is to collect all your supplies. Get your crates, your cleaning supplies, your old sheets and towels, get all that stuff donated. People want to help you when they know that what you're doing is for the community. I have to remind people that this is not for my rescue. I have a rescue, but this doesn't benefit the rescue at all, other than the fact that it keeps animals from coming in our doors. But this is for the public, and people want to help you. So, and step five is to start spreading the word, get the information out there. Instagram's a new big one that I haven't quite taken advantage of yet, but we'll get there. And then the one step that's not on here is fundraising. I am in a very poverty area, so I have to supplement low cost. And so low cost that that I need it to be $25. So I have to fundraise. And things that we've done is we've held auctions, online auctions this year has actually helped our general fund. We're getting ready to do a very cute little, it's eggs for animals, where we're going to be selling candy-filled eggs. And then on Easter, we'll deliver them and drop them in people's yards. They buy them. And so that money is what I'm going to use towards putting in our spay neuter fund to get it back up and going. I have depleted our spay neuter fund this year. We basically stopped transporting in, it stopped when COVID hit. And then that was March we had a very first transport in March, and then we weren't able to transport again. And then the clinic Pets Alive that we use, which is an awesome clinic, they have stopped transporting. So they're still doing low-cost spay neuter surgeries, but the transport truck had some issues, and it was not cost effective for them to start again. So we lost all of that. So when people have been contacting me now, I've had to use the local veterinarians. And so I've depleted our funds, so I have to get back out there and start fundraising again. So right now we haven't offered any things, but many times we've paid for, we usually focus on females. So we've paid for, our female cats. We maybe have charged $10 instead of the $35 or $45. So supplementing your transport is the biggest way to get the individuals to start using it. And now I have a waiting list. So we get calls daily. Everyone knows about it. And so I can't keep up with the amount of need that we have. We probably are going backwards, but because of COVID, but we're not going to worry about that. We will just keep going, and we will continue to do what we're doing because it's so important. So one of the things you have to do is train your public and your volunteers. And when I was talking earlier, one of the ways that I keep myself organized as the person kind of making sure everything gets done is I have a list of what each person's going to do. And I just randomly grabbed one. So I keep a list of prior to sign up, and you can see people's names, or if I need someone to do this, who's going to do the sign-ups. Because we actually signed the individuals up, we would meet at the library. I'd have my volunteers. So for this one, Amanda, Martha, Emily, and Michelle were at the library. They would sign the individuals up. They would collect the money for payment, and then they would give me a list, which then I would input. And as you can see, I would email the logs to Pets Alive and get them ready. We even had a crate list, which we'd give to Bill, and Bill would make sure the crates were there. So having a very specific list of who's doing what it really helps you out and doesn't make you feel so frazzled. So even the night before transport, the day of transport, transport return, after the transport. So the reconciliation sheet, I created this to help us organize monies, things that were owed, to get the bill paid. Janet's our treasurer, so of course she's going to take care of that. But this is just so important to helping you be organized and to keep and not forget something. So it is definitely doable. We are not, all of us were in this group are pretty much teachers. We've got some bankers. So we have no one specifically that's ever worked and been on the payroll of an organization. We are all volunteers, and we just really, we wanted this to happen, and we did it, and you can too. And then one other thing, I just was going to show you this one. This is a sheet that I would have out for the community, and I might publish this in the newspaper from time to time. I would post this on our Facebook page, our website, and it just gives you everything you need to know about transport. And some of this information I would take directly from Pets Alive and just put it in our document. But this, I have information that they need to understand, the risks, what's involved, everything that an individual could understand. And a lot of times we would actually sit down and read it with our individuals when they come to do their signups. If they couldn't read it, we would sit down and we read it and we just talk about it, because the more time you spend basically training individuals about how this goes, then they tell others, and it makes everything so smooth, and it really helps you out. This is a waiver that we created. Not only do the clinics have waivers, but we have our own waivers that we want people to have. We don't get the clinics waiver, but we want them to be, we want to make sure they completely understand. So we had a waiver, and they have to click under that they understand that if their animal's pregnant, what could happen if they have fleas. These are additional charges that a lot of people aren't prepared to pay. And so when we're reading through this with them and they say, I don't really have that, well, then we will find a way to cover it if it comes back with it. So we really want to make it so that the public can use this no matter the cost. And how I've done that is through a lot of fundraising to put directly towards spay neuter. And it's really paid off because we've helped so many individuals with getting their animals or multiple animals fixed, and it's helped lessen the numbers in our county going into our animal control and then ultimately entering our doors. So any of these forms, I'm happy to share with someone that's starting one. If you want to have your own forms, this is actually the top part's a waiver, but down here, this is for our treasurer and our accountant. So not only do the clinics have, what they paid, but my accountant requires to know that, okay, so there was a cat sent, what all did they get, how much money was taken in, and so we have to keep our own forms of this just because we're accountable too. So this is a form that we just completely created, and I keep this on file, and then we do scan them in, and in 5 or 6 years we could look one up if we needed to. So when COVID hit, we had to completely go to a new transport, and we were out of sorts for a while trying to figure out what we were going to do. We started researching and looking for other places, and we were able to find another transport, the low-cost spay neuter clinic, that also comes to our community. The other one we were using was from Bloomington, so it's about an hour and 20 or 30 minutes. This one is about an hour and 40 minutes, and they come to us. We're starting with them on Monday, so I am super excited. I have smiled so much since we've started this again because I feel like we're going to get back in and we are going to be fine. So we had to research other ones. I was actually going to contact vets and see if we could do a spay day, which I may still do because everyone is so far behind. So I have some other ideas which I'm going to utilize to try to get more spay neuter. But for now, we have a transport coming twice a month to us, and we're super, super excited about all of this. And so I was very panicked, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And then this it just fell into place. So happy that we're back on track and we can do our mission. I have kind of changed the scope of what we're all doing. We were doing a lot of rescue, but now we're just going to try to really focus on spay neuter in our community. So that's my 2021 plan. And this is my dog Grizz. He just happens to be in all of them. This was how I was feeling, and now this is how I'm feeling. I do want to tell you that because this is been such a hard year, take care of yourself and do good things for yourself to keep your mental health well so we can continue doing what we're doing for the animals. And if you get my presentation, you can click on lots of links here to give you some kind of mental health stress relievers that I utilize this with my students. And so we really just need to take care of one another and continue doing this. And if I can help anyone, I am super happy to. I have, this is my information. And if you click on me here, you can click on me and you can get a link to my Facebook page, and I'm happy to add new friends, and I'm happy to just help anyone with forms or anything I can do to help you start one. And we will we will keep doing this. So thanks, and that's all I have for today, and have a great day.